Welcome to another match here on this channel. We have Moneyball Green versus Stasis. First deck here is the Moneyball Green. It's Moneyball Black, but it splashes green, mainly for bigger threats in the worms and elephants, and you also have better removal in Naturalize in this meta, and then you also splash for the treetop mainlands. The sideboard is a mess. I don't know what I was thinking here, but to make it into the rock, you clearly need Wall of Blossoms. But if you have any suggestions, just leave them down in the comments. Next deck here is Stasis. If you don't know what Stasis is about, it's about the enchantment Stasis from Alpha. And the combination with that and these lands here that untaps if you discard a card makes you able to pay every upkeep, and then you just hope that your opponent doesn't kill you before you lock them out of the game and then kill them with Black Mice. Pretty simple, and then there's a bunch of setup cards and search cards and some counter magic to hold off your opponents, and a pretty nice sideboard. I'm not an expert in Stasis, I'm not the Stasis player here, but if you have suggestions to this list, just leave them down below also. Into the first match here, we of course see the cut of decks. Only one deck here, but please do cut your opponent's deck or shuffle them. We see a mulligan on the right here on the Stasis player. Blue sleeves for a blue deck, green sleeves for a green, mainly black deck, and turn one swamp and pass off the turn here. And we see a turn one Black Vice. Okay, so the Black Vice will do some work here from start with 1 damage, but the Moneyball Green deck has the ability to put down a ton of stuff in no time, so let's see how that goes. Okay, a rat here. The rat doesn't look that impressive, but it's a pretty good card if you combine it with other stuff. By saying other stuff, you could combine it with Cabal Therapy here, which could land you in a pretty nice situation by being like a pseudo Mind Twist in a format where Mind Twist is banned. We see the discard of a Chain of Vapors, which is nice. It's a card that does stuff. It returns the Stasis, or it can, as I play down an elephant here, it can return an elephant, like a 1-mana kill an elephant spell. If I do get to resolve it, there's an impulse. Let's see. I don't know why he's impulsing here, unless his plan is to counter it. But it resolved, and I put in a 3/3 elephant. This here is a watercolored token from Gordon from Wak Wak. Pretty nice, and I'm really glad that I have that. Getting stuff like that means a lot, and it's well, I feel lucky, and it's the community feeling of giving stuff, and also sometimes getting stuff that is well thought of. And he did some tokens. He also did some squirrels and I think soldiers as well. But this is mine. Okay, another elephant here. This one is a token from the Euros 2024 handout tokens. So also something that means that has some meaning to me, at least. Okay, 4 mana here, and I need to take a read here. Tap all creatures. It has an alternative cost, but here he had 4 mana up, and he can tap all my stuff, preventing 4 damage. Or no, not 4 damage. 7, 8, 7 damage. Sorry. Edit. Not the best play here. I don't know if I'm trying to bait out a counter of some sort, but it will destroy all my elephants. But he gushes. Putting gush on the stack here. We're just talking about if he wants to play anything more, he should put it there, return islands as the cost, and draw. Okay, foil is played, discarding 2 islands that we knew of. So baiting a counterspell on something that would destroy my own elephants is nice. And there is the propaganda. So destroying my own stuff here wouldn't be that bad because I had the trees up in my lands, but having a faster clock is nice. He's at 15, and I need to take care of that life total very soon. The longer the game goes against Stasis, the more you know that you are losing here. If he manages to put down a ton of islands and all his free spells that returns islands just makes him unable to lose eventually. But I chose to keep on attacking, tapping down most of my stuff here, so I am soft to a Stasis. Okay, he puts down the city. I get to untap, so there is no Stasis in hand over there. And he don't know my deck, so maybe he's afraid of enchantment removal. Okay, another rat here. Exciting what he does. Okay, and upheaval is discarded. Upheaval is another answer to my elephants, but it's an expensive answer. I attack for 3 and passes the turn. He impulses, tries to find a stasis here, maybe stasis into Gosh. Will probably do it. Ships the turn back here. Interesting. No play, even though he has cards in hand, but maybe it's controlling cards like counters. Paying for the attack here. And there is a boomerang on one of the tokens. Boomerang, a nice spell, especially against tokens. So taking 3, tapping down my biggest creature and 4 out of 5 lands. And there's a Gush. With the alternative pay, of course. He doesn't have 5 mana. And he takes his turn. So will he have the Stasis here? That is the question. He is popping down a Stasis. Yeah, that is a Stasis, a Propaganda, and a Black Vice on board here. Not what you want to see. As a creature-based deck, I am moving my land, so clearly a land is played, and the turn is shipped back. He pays for Stasis and drops a land, passing the turn. He can do that next turn as well, because he has... I believe he has a land from the Gush. Okay, a Worm. Worm is strong. He can put down any permanents here for free. Not any, all permanents he wants to for free. It is a kind of a win more spell, but against certain decks it's pretty strong. He already has down his scary components in the deck, so I'm not scared of what he could drop here. He pays for Stasis and passes the turn here, so not in the mood for dropping down stuff. He has a lot of spells in hand, it looks like. He chooses to untap, but what does he discard? Another Stasis. Pays for Stasis and draws for turn. So the game here for me, as the green and black player, is just getting to attack with a worm, and then it's GG. I need 2 lands before he get... let me clarify that. I need 2 lands that doesn't enter tapped, like the one I just played. Okay, end step. He plays a chain on his own Stasis, so he gets a full untap, at least for the islands, and passes the turn here. With Stasis down again, of course. Pays for gosh. So now it's in scary mode. I did put him to 3 life, so there's that. So he needs to take care of that worm eventually. An untapped land, that's good for me. Let's see. Another black mice. So putting on some pressure here. I get pinged for 2 damage. Next turn it's 4 damage. Unless he can return the worm would be a way to win. So it comes down to, do I get some lands here? Okay, a land, a stronghold. Not relevant, but the land part that enters untapped is pretty relevant. I'm just looking through his graveyard to see what he could have yet have in his hand. I don't need to attack here. Okay, I passed the turn. I don't remember this game quite clearly, but now I am down to 8, forcing him to tap more and more lands. So now he's out of boomerang mana at least, but he does have chain mana for the worm. And I pointed, so it must be pass of the turn here. He changed the stasis. Okay. Don't know if chaining his own stasis instead of the worm would be the way to go. Puts down stasis, and for 3 mana, he screws me over. I should have attacked there. Now he just taps all my lands and empty my mana pool. Do I have a response here? That is the question. I choose to smother my own rat just to get under Black Vice territory. And he passes turn, I take 2, a land, and pass turn. Pays for stasis. Looks like a coin flip here, but passes the turn. Land. Do I attack? Question mark. I think I can take 1 more hit from the Black Mices, but then again, he also gets another draw. I pay, I swing, and let's see what he can do. He can lose. Okay, that's game 1 here. Game 1 for the black and green Moneyball kind of deck here, and let's go on to game 2. On to the second game of the match here. I'm not a Stasis expert at all, but it seems like a coin flip match, and it seems like Propaganda is a great card against me. So if he gets the Propaganda down early, or if he returns some of my elephants early, so I'm wasting turns, he could probably push this game into his favor. You could pause and see the cards that were in the starting hands here. Playing my tap treetop as the first land is certainly where I want to be, because it could fall into the stasis lock if I play it late enough, or too late it is. Okay, my rat into an impulse. So either his hand is stacked, or and he needs to find something that doesn't matter, so he will discard it, or he just uses his mana now to find the worst possible card. It is nice to find, or look at the top 4 and see if there's anything worthless. Discards an impulse, so there is that, which means that he probably has some attack against me. Okay, Propaganda is down. I didn't remember that. That's not why I mentioned it in the start here, but it is a pretty powerful card against me. A great card here for me is the Negator. It's 5 damage per turn, which is 4 attacks. So unless he gets a stasis early, this could end the game. It entered, so counters are worthless now, and it shows me that days is not relevant here, or he doesn't have days. Either that or he just has stasis, so he knows that I can't attack. Pays for stasis, gets a city online. This is not looking very good. This is an early lock against me, or kind of luck. I need a ton of mana to make this happen. I did, however, bought in a lot of hate for enchantments and artifacts, so I could be lucky and draw that. Like the Tranquil Domain, or Tranquil Domain is quite good here. I can destroy 2 enchantments for 2 mana. That's at least something, but he does have cards in hand, which could be relevant. Dark Ritual. Resolves. Okay, I guess the Dark Ritual was to hinder him dacing this worm, or just getting getting to have fewer cards in hand for Black Mice. But it is played and resolved. He gushes. Gosh. Does he have any permanents to put in play now? Probably lands. Ton of lands. So 2 black mice I put down. 4 lands I put down. 5 lands I put down. This is crazy. Okay. We're just talking about, can he play stuff here? Not unless I pass priority. Scryings for the rest of the mana, so that was the plan here with Dark Ritual, just getting to cycle that with the Scryings. Yeah, setting him up with 2 black vice and getting 2-time gushed versus a worm is not where he wants to be. So maybe he kept those cards because I had the worm, and I really helped him here. This doesn't look good at all. He's so much in the lead. Passing turns back and forth. And again here, paying for stasis, getting more lands. A 3rd black vice. So when I get into black vice territory, this will be over very quickly. I am in territory of black vice, so it's 3 damage per turn. I forgot it there, but was corrected. Okay, now it's 6 damage in my upkeep here. Taps down all the creatures, just to be sure that nothing will happen. And I pack it up. This was a beating. So we get into the 3rd game. Guess it's a coin flip, as I said earlier on. Now for the 3rd one here. Cuts of decks and the reset of life here for another match, or another game in the match, I should say. A tap treetop, getting the tapped land into play first off is important. but also a slower start than dropping a creature. Another tap land. This is a very slow start if you want to beat Stasis. You're giving them more time to draw into the win. An elephant is played. Calls the herd. And the token here again. Impulse in the end step. Okay, the city is played and Black Vice online already. Taking 1, so 5 cards in hand, now 6. Goes to combat and swings with just the elephant. A rat. Discarding a thwart, which is not possible to cast right now. But it is nice when you have the log and you have had it for a few turns, because you can get back some islands in hand. Stasis is played. A semi-early Stasis, turn 4. Swing for 1 and pass turn. Sometimes the matchup you can have against Stasis is about not being too much in a hurry when they have deployed Stasis. And since we know that he plays with days, you also need to respect that and thwart as well. Therapy is discarded. So low land count here for the Moneyball green deck. Another city is played. Okay, so flashback therapy. And no gush in response here, so that's not what you would pick. So what would you pick here? What's the pick against Stasis when they have this board here of Black Vice and Stasis and ways to, or cards to discard to the cities? If you've played Stasis, which I haven't, I'm pretty sure that you have a good idea of what to call here. And the mana's up for counters, like days, so it's a no-hit. He has 2-3 spells over there. I can't see what the second card is, though. Dark Ritual. Days, which I knew of. I think countering the Dark Ritual here is the correct play. You get another land in hand, and you hinders the ability to cast a Call of the Herd from the graveyard, although you could just counter that. It is countered, not paid for. Paying for Stasis. And dropping an island. Probably just passing the turn here. Oh, it's a hibernation over there. It's a hibernation. 7th edition hibernation. Dark Ritual again. Three black mana with a black dice. But with 7 life, it's not long to live here. And he's at 16, so a lot of damage can be taken still. It's about destroying that stasis. Although it can just be returned. Flashbacking Call of the Herd. But again, playing down a land and Dark Ritual means fewer cards in hand. So there's that. Island. Pass turn. Okay, we're just seeing turns going back and forth. I will say the next couple of videos will be from an invitational event, and I would highly encourage you to take a look at what's going on. It's a 3-deck unified tournament, which was invitational in a Magic club, you could say, and I got the opportunity to record that. Okay, it's game. Stasis had it here, and 2-1 for Stasis. Still don't know if this is just a coin flip match or what I should call it.